Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are in Zwift. Today's training session. 1 minute, 2 minute efforts. We've got 4 times 1 minute, 5, so that's round about what, 85%, something like that. 5 minute easy spin, and 4 times 2 minutes, 5 on threshold. Yeah, as you can see there, 275 is current threshold power. Minutes is going to tax the legs quite a bit. And the main thing, the efforts, is we've got to keep cadence up around about 100 RPM. That's where the work comes from, because to be fair, doing a minute effort and a 2 minute effort, nothing. But yeah, trying to keep up 100 RPM, tax it a little bit. Welcome along to the stream. Feel free to drop into the chat. Playing about with a few settings last couple of weeks, so things are a little bit better. Hopefully we have fixed the issues. Audio. I know you will still be picking up the gear train. Got a possible solution to get rid of that, but do a little bit more little testing live. Thanks, Roach. Right on. 20-minute warm up just to get the legs moving. Steadily bring the heart rate up. Then we'll go into the first block, 4 by 1 minutes with a minute easy, 5 minute spin. Then the final block, 4 by 2, 1 minute spin, and 10 minute cool down. So, as I say, in theory, very simple workout. We did it a couple of weeks ago. I can't actually remember how we got on. I think we got out of the 5 stars. I'm not sure what got the star on. But have you been watching the streams? If you've been watching the vlogs, you can still slightly hear a little bit. But been off with man flu. What, 12 days now, something like that, and we've still got it this morning. We've managed to shake it off. Getting there, it's certainly getting better, but not as good as it could be. Yeah, as I say, feel free to drop into the chat. Comments up on screen. Whether it's words of encouragement or critique, the audio, the video. I know certainly I can see down here, got a little bit of a delay on the camera. Quite sure what's happening there. Streamed Saturday, so when we streamed the Wednesday night race, we didn't have any issues. Camera, not that I can remember. We've certainly got no issues down on our dashboard for OBS. We're all green. Ticking along nicely. Thanks Witzel for the ride on. But yeah, not quite sure what that is. I'll have to do a little bit of digging around, find out what's what. So yeah, feel free to drop your comments in the chat. We've got a box over here on the right hand side. We can see them coming up. Also got the phone down below. we're not racing today since it's just a training. Thanks, Kate, for the ride on. Yeah, since we're not racing today, we should be able to answer in the chat rather than just try and read them on screen. Certainly we struggled with that the first time that we had the chat box up. Race. Trying to read the comments, never mind reply to them, was hard enough. Today is a gentle-ish session. It is going to sting a little bit, especially when we get to the 2-minute efforts. Yeah, been off the bike for an entire week. Let me think, 7, 8, 9 days off the bike. Tried to race on Wednesday. Mistake. Struggling with the breathing. Thursday we went outside, ride outdoors. Again, struggling with the breathing, but good to get out on the bike. It was relatively dry. Yeah, be a little video coming up on the YouTube channel. Hopefully starting next week. Just need some time to edit the footage. So, yeah, nice sort of pre-winter ride. Dry. Up to about 10 minutes to go on the ride. Crisp, there was not a lot of wind around. Get out on the bike rather than doing the indoor session. Then we got today, Friday was then a rest day. Today's TT efforts. And then tomorrow, get out on the bike again. Another sort of 2-hour ride. Pulling, back some hills, take it easy. Just go with the flow, just ride on feel. And hopefully, finally shake this man flu, rubbish out the lungs, and get back onto training properly for next week. It's alarming how much fitness you can lose, especially if you're focused on numbers and metrics. Certainly if any of you use Exert, I do, that predicts based on a metrics what your threshold power is. Obviously it moves around, doesn't stay static. It's the best way of training, I think, because traditionally you would do an FTP test, head off and do some training. 8, 9, 10, 12 weeks later, you might revisit that. But then you've had that 8-week block where training could have been better. You've been overtraining if you've had little fluctuations. Yeah, certainly our FTP was up at 277, and then those 9 days off the bike, it crashed down to about 271. Starting to steadily bring it back up again. The other thing is losing peak power. So we went from 1060 was our peak power at that point. Bearing in mind we've had a pretty poor season. Numbers are pretty low just now. Then yeah, just the nine days off the bike and we've dropped down from 1050 to 950, so lost 100 watts out of our peak. The thing with the peak is it's simple to get it back. A few 100,000 drops. Today's bike, we've got the specialised shiv, but for the S-Works division, S-Works edition, 800,000 drop. And the trusty 808 for 9 disc. Okay, so coming up on 30 seconds to go on this warm-up. Start bringing the cadence up. Going to be around about 100 for this effort. Then erg mode, so distance will be automatically changed at the back. Okay, so 4x1, 5 on it. As expected, that was a bit of a rude awakening. I remember now from the last time, this off section, got to spin at 65 RPM. Really quite alien. On the legs around so slowly. Thanks, Scarlett, for the ride on. Down. Running a bit too fast that time. Better. Bang on 105. Ginger, right on. Doing on across Tube and Twitch. Have Mixer set back up again the next few days. Comment box sitting up here. Alright, so feel free to drop in the comments. Give me some of your chat. I don't know what it is you're watching. This is Zwift multiplayer online training program. Racing. We're in workout mode. PT efforts today. Good to have you along for the ride. And faster, come on. Thanks, Elder. Appreciate the ride-ons. Okay, there we go. So that's the first block done by 1 minute intervals. Doing about 85% FTP. Cadence of 105. Now we can bring the cadence back up a little bit. Actually roll around about 80, 85. 5 minutes easy to try and recover. Then we're going to go into second block, which is 2 minutes. 4 by 2. Again, need to be focusing on 105%. Sorry, 105 RPM. This time we're going to be at 100%. Bang on threshold power. 2 minutes. Hence the longer recovery. Early as we get to the tail end of each interval, so into the second minute, that's when the lactate starts to build, that's when it starts to hurt. That's when you need to really focus and dig deep. Yeah, if you're tuning in, either on YouTube or Twitch, not quite sure what Zwift is, what you're watching, an online an online multiple player game, essentially. Zwift online training tool. So, watching me, connected to my bike. Bike's on an indoor trainer, the trainer's connected to the PC. He is interacting with the software. And what you see right in the middle of the screen is a representation of me on the bike. The HUD right in the middle, my metrics, 175 watts, 167 and 185. That's what I'm currently pushing through my pedals. The trainer's got a power meter attached to it. On the right of that, you can see my heart rate, 135. That's picked up with my heart rate strap. Then the cadence underneath there, 83 RPM. Again, all picked up by the trainer, set into the PC. Zwift itself has been around for about 4 years, 5 years, taking the indoor training market by storm. Currently this of indoor training, completely new. I'll go back 4 or 5 years ago, the only way you could train in the winter, stuck on a trainer, staring at a blank wall, maybe staring at your little bike computer, staring at numbers. That was it. Zwift has come along and really exploded because of the graphical representation. Currently, we are, oops, there we go, we are riding around London, representation of London. Got real terrain, real ups and downs, all of that interpreted by the trainer. Go up a hill, resistance kicks in, it gets harder. Go down a hill, the resistance eases off. We don't feel any of that today, however, because we're in workout mode. You just get constant resistance on the back. Make sure that whatever RPM we're pedaling, the result is wattage that's this pedal. Okay, so second and final block coming up. We can see the little yellow archway up ahead. 30 seconds. Go. So 2 minutes this time. Bang on threshold. Got to get the cadence up. Sitting there thinking, might join in the chat, I might not. Now's the time. Especially when I get into the second of the 2 minutes. That's when it starts to sting. Okay, here we go. That's the resistance kicking in now. Harder to pedal, harder to maintain those 100 RPMs. Trainer keeps us as close to 275 possible. Aided by our cadence. Now you start to feel it in the legs. Haven't even hit the second minute yet. A lot of cycling, especially training, is a mental game. Really got to try and block out. Feeling in the legs just now. Chest is still tight. The man flu. Legs are starting to fill. Lactate. That makes them heavier to push. Got to dig in, pushing to the end. Got a 4-minute recovery after this. And that's it. Resistance easing off now. Now it's an easier spin. The heart rate starts to come down. Cruise around. 150. Zone 1. Under 55%. Of our total threshold power. That's nice and easy. That's what you'd call recovery. 1. 2 bar that we saw earlier. That's zone 2. That'll be called endurance. Theory. Ride. Long extended periods of time in zone 2. Where did you keep fueling yourself? On and on and on. Green represents zone 3. That's 175 to 75% to about 90. About there or thereabouts. That's tempo. A little bit harder. For endurance, you're not going to certainly be able to ride at tempo all day long. You can certainly ride far longer at tempo than you can at threshold. Threshold is 90, 95, up to about 105. That's the yellow. Or these 2-minute blocks. Threshold in theory, your all-out power, hold for an hour. Although strictly speaking, for most people, we're talking 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes. Unless of course you're well trained. And then you see little flecks of the orange. That's zone 5. That's VO2. That's 105 to 120%. That's your surgeon. You laying the power down there. You can only maintain that for a few minutes at a time. Then zone 6, we're not going to see any of that today. That's red on the graph. That's your anaerobic power. That's your sprints. Completely different. Better muscle twitch fibers. Fast twitch. And you are burning so much energy that you're talking, instead of minutes, talking seconds that you can hold zone 6 for. Thanks for the ride on, JB. Appreciate it. Okay, so we're at the final minute here of this recovery. Here we go again. 2 minutes threshold. Okay, 10 seconds to go. Cadence is there or thereabouts anyway. All we need to do is just keep it steady. Distance will kick in. Start to push a bit harder. Is it kicking in now? In that cadence, we've got to push. Go. Settle in. Right, ignore the time now. Just focus on our cadence. Try and keep it smooth. Don't want to be wasting energy. heart rate obviously starts to creep up. I approach the second minute. Again, this is where the legs start to hurt. Got to knuckle down. The power going. Thinking. Less than a minute. Then we get a 4-minute rest. Gotta keep pushing. "30 seconds now." See the blue banner coming up on the map. And the countdown. There we go. Whew. Thinking about writing your own workouts, head on over to my YouTube channel. There are certainly some links on there if you scroll to some of the older videos on how to create your own workout within Zwift. If you're thinking about doing intervals, certainly in terms of the on period and the off period, the harder you work, the on, the longer the duration of the recovery. So if you look at certainly today's workout, first block was 4 by 1 minute, zone 3, that only got us a minute recovery. That recovery was zone 2, and then this second block, doing 2 minutes this time, also going up into zone 4. So threshold work means that we not only get a longer duration of recovery, so 4 minutes this time, drop it down to zone 1. Yeah, think about that if you're creating your own interval sessions. The harder you work, the longer you can rest. Don't be tempted to skimp on the rest period, because certainly if you're working at threshold or above, you want to make sure that you can maintain those numbers. No point doing minutes threshold and maybe doing like a minute recovery, because that minute isn't enough and get you working effectively on the next interval. That said, there are obviously occasions when you can completely break that rule. Short micro bursts. That's going to be later on in the training plan. Base fitness has been built back up again. Working on things like 30-30s, 30-minute sprint, 30-second sprint, 30-second recovery. So, the final minute. Again, more efforts to do. You're going to sting. Right on. Eat it. Okay, so again, last 10 seconds. Start to bring the cadence up a little bit. Ready for the resistance to kick in. That way we can try and keep the power curve quite steady. There it goes now. For a push. Get it to where it needs to be. There we go. Now we can settle in, try and get comfy on the bike. Always a good idea to try and break the intervals up. Doing a 2-minute interval, but right now it's number 3. Starting to sting already. Rather than looking at that and saying I've got 1:20 to go, think about I've got 20 seconds. That breaks it up to the minute. Then that minute, break that up again. Really quite an effort to get these pedals turning now. We look up, we see 30, and then go for another 10. We look up, it's hopefully at 20. That's how we break it up. Too early there. 10 to go. The next time we look up, we after we hear the beeps. There we are. Distance eases off. So we've got one more to go. This one's going to be the hardest. Stay focused on. Actually, it's going to be the hardest one in terms of the legs, because the legs been at this easy spin, feeling super heavy. But I actually think that rep number 3 is the hardest. Know that pain caused by the lactate that's building. Know that you've still got one more effort to do after. Whereas on this one, just got 2 minutes. That's all we've got to do. 2 minutes effort and we're finished. For as hard as it gets, we've got to keep looking at that. We've got 2 minutes to do. All over. Final minute, rest, and we go with our fourth and final effort. Do the stinger. As I said, just got to focus on the fact that we've got one more effort to do, that's all. Regardless of how hard it feels in the legs, minutes of work and we're done. Again, just slowly bringing the cadence up, making it round about the 100. And when the resistance kicks in, we can hopefully keep the power quite smooth. Don't want to go too deep because that's just wasting energy. There we go, more pressure on the pedals now. That's the resistance kicking into the back. Keep that cadence up. Thanks, Randall. The ride on. Appreciate it. Oh, a minute to go. Lactic's building. Seconds. Keep pushing. Here comes the blue banner. Nice. We've got 4 minutes of this, then we move into the 10-minute cool down. I think we did it this time. I think we're going to get all 5 stars. And that's progress. As I said at the top of the stream, only got 4 out of 5 the last time. Not sure why. Whole point about training for anything, but especially on the bike, every session should be an improvement on the one before. Always looking to improve. Certainly if we want to get ourselves over to Vancouver next year, we've got to keep pushing, we've got to keep improving. Considering we've been off the bike for 9 days with the man flu, lurgy, pretty chuffed with this session. Nailed all the important parts. It wasn't too taxing. Shows that despite losing fitness over that period where we've been ill, power is there in the legs. Work that we were doing prior to the illness, not completely been lost. We're in a good place to start building up properly. Fingers crossed, obviously. Don't pick up any more bugs over the winter. Get a good period of work done. There's the grey box up ahead. That signifies us going on to the next section, and that's the 10-minute cool down. Here we go. Start up at 152 watts, and then we'll just gently, that'll come down for the next 10 minutes. Training will take care of that, changing the resistance. All you've got to do is keep pedaling. Yeah, as I say, pretty chuffed with that workout. Managed to nail all the segments that we needed to. Once and for all, get rid of this little chest bug that's going on. Then we can get back on the training. Afternoon, Sean. So just touching on the 7 minutes now to go. See the power ass starting to slowly creep down. Distance changing at the back. Becomes easier and easier to spin the legs. Nice steady cool down. Then we'll go off and refuel. Ready for the rest of the day. If you've been popping in and out of the stream, or if you're watching this back on VOD, if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hey Jonathan, nice to see you here. Right on to you too. Yeah, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Jump in on Twitch. Right up at the top of the stream. About in a few settings. We've still not quite got the setup right. We're getting there. Should be streaming a lot more. I'm trying to make the videos over on the channel, on the YouTube channel, a bit more specific rather than just vlogs about riding around Zwift. I reckon we'll start streaming more. Yeah, if you've liked what you've seen, Come by, drop me a thumbs up. I always appreciate the support. As we progress through the winter, we should be racing once a week. Right, pick that up into 2. Right, enough, Jonathan. Be quite early in the morning or late at night for you, so enjoy your rest, my friend. See you soon. Empty. Nearly made it the entire way on one bottle. Much as the cool down is important, I find it so boring. And as I said at the top, and I'm sure I've said many times before, that's the whole point of Zwift. Taking indoor training by storm is that indoor training traditionally was boring. Staring at watching paint dry was more exciting. Now we have something to watch on screen, we have people to interact with, we have a massive community in terms of just riding or racing. Going to continue to grow, but yeah, despite all that, I find cooldown so tedious. However, a good idea to jump straight off the bike. Going to cool the body down properly. Nearly there, just 3 more minutes. We're off with today's workout. I think it was a good move by Jason, my coach, to stick this one in. Coming back from the illness, nothing worse than trying to do something that you can't complete. Not saying that today was easy. Still had to focus and push, especially on those 2-minute intervals. But yeah, let's see. Sean, what are you saying? I'm loving it at the moment. 349 Zwift miles this week so far. Wow, that deserves double thumbs up, my friend. 349 miles. Whew. Good done in it, mate. Well done. You're going to be flying come. Well, never mind the spring. You're going to be flying through the winter. I think we've set our sights quite low at the moment. 150k. Struggling to get more than 4 hours on the bike. However, just leaving work. More on freelancing to do with video creation. Getting my photography back up and running again. Certainly freed up more time. It's just unfortunate we've been ill. Yeah, I'm hoping to pick up some additional work, which will be on my terms, and focus on, thanks Michelle, ride on, and then focus on riding over the winter, get ready for qualifying for Vancouver. I'm hoping to take that measly 4 hours, get it up to at least 10, 12 a week. Good to have you along for the ride. As I say, need to subscribe to the channel on YouTube, then head on over to Twitch as well. And hopefully in the next couple of days we'll get Mixer sorted back out. Change their terms of service and what have you, so you have to reapply to be able to stream. Be on YouTube, Twitch and Mixer. Winter. There we go, coming up to the end. 460 for the week. Wow. Sean, you're a beast. And that's in miles. Whew. That's good. Very, very good. Here we go, coming up to the end of the workout. Nailing it with a 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, baby. Like that. There we go. So 36 kilometers over an hour. Shot of that. 51 TSS, which is pretty much exactly what coach get. There we go. Yeah, so listen, as I said, whew, that wasn't right.